The Miami Heat continue to make people look stupid. The Heat were only given a 3% chance to win this series against the Celtics, according to ESPN's Basketball Power Index and the BPI series projector. Well, that's one down for the Heat. The Heat steal Game 1 in Boston as they defeat the Celtics 123-116. The people who had the Celtics in 4 already looked dumb. The Heat were an 8.5-point underdog in Game 1 and won the game outright. You already know I took the Heat money line. Easy winnings. I've learned not to underestimate this team anymore. How's it going, everyone? It's Luka here, back with another video. In this one, I'm going to be talking about how the Miami Heat are making people look stupid. This is an 8 seed playing like a 1 seed right now. I know the Heat don't care about the critics, but you better put some respect on their name. What they've been able to do is simply remarkable. If you guys are new to here, please hit a like on the video. It does help a ton. And please subscribe to the channel for more Heat and NBA content just like this. The Miami Heat were down by as many as 12 in the first half, but then stormed back thanks to its impressive offensive showing in the third quarter, totaling 46 points on the road in a hostile environment, which included a devastating 27-9 run. Miami turned it on as their shooting went from 53.7% from the floor and 46.7% from deep in the first 2 quarters to 65.4% and 66.7% in the third. Max Strus lit up the Celtics for 13 points in the third quarter, following a 13-point quarter from Kyle Lowry. Both finished with 15 points. Gabe Vincent and Caleb Martin were excellent too, as they have been all playoffs in their roles. The Heat's 46-25 margin in the third quarter was enough to give them an 8-point lead going into the fourth, and they never looked back. Jason Tatum completely went ghost in the final quarter of this game. He didn't attempt a field goal in the quarter, as the 6 points came from the free throw line. He had no assists and turned the ball over 3 different times, including 2 costly travels in the final 2 minutes. Meanwhile, Jimmy Butler showed us why he's the true best player in the series. He continued to play like a superstar with his historic 35-point, 5 rebound, 7 assists, and 6 steal night. Butler was not only impressive with his offense, but his defense was impeccable as well. And that's something important to note. I mean, for as much as we've been amazed with Jimmy Butler's offensive performance during these playoffs, it's his defense that doesn't get enough credit as well. Jimmy Butler, we know he can do it on both ends. And Jimmy Butler now joins elite company after posting the 21st 6-steal game in conference finals history, and joins Michael Jordan as the only players to have 35, 5, and 5 in a road playoff game twice. The Miami Heat once again had a balanced attack in Game 1 of the series, as Jimmy Butler led all scorers with 35, Bam Adebayo had 20, Gabe Vincent had 15, Caleb Martin had 15, Kyle Lowry had 15, and Max Strus had 15. And with that, the Miami Heat set a franchise playoff record and tied an NBA playoff record by having 6 players with 15-plus points in their Game 1 victory against the Celtics. This team has collectively flipped the switch. In the regular season, the Heat ranked 25th in the NBA in offensive rating, ahead of only 5 lottery teams. They scored 112 points per 100 possessions, but in Game 1 against Boston, which ranked 2nd in the league in defensive rating, the Heat scored a franchise playoff record 46 points in the third quarter and finished with an overall rate of 126.8 points per 100 possessions. That is simply out of this world. And the Heat made just 34% of the 3-point attempts during the regular season, which ranked 27th in the league. And their best shooter was Tyler Hero, who's been out with a broken hand. In Game 1 against the Celtics, the Heat made 52% of their threes, 16 of 31 overall. The Heat in this one earned their 37th clutch time win of the season, including regular season and playoffs. That is tied for their most in a season over the last 25 years. Miami won 37 clutch time games in 2012-13 when it won the title. So that's a good sign for this version of the Miami Heat. It's shocking how big of an underdog the Heat were built coming into this game and series. We saw how well they match up against Boston. Also, the Heat are 10-2 in their last 12 games Jimmy Butler has played. They've also won 3 straight game ones on the road. The Heat are not just here to show up and play hard. No, the Heat are here to win this series. And I also want to highlight Kyle Lowry's excellence on this team. Since Kyle Lowry has joined the team, the Miami Heat have now made the Eastern Conference Finals every single season. Kyle Lowry has been unbelievable, and I love how he's embraced his new role on this team by coming off the bench. And he spoke a little bit about this on TNT after the game, and he said that, his focus is the same, and Kyle Lowry has just done an amazing job. This is a guy that was used to going up against the other team's starter on a nightly basis, but now being able to play with the second unit, Lowry said he's able to have the ball more in his hands, and we've seen good things happen when playoff Kyle Lowry has the ball and he's able to do what he wants. So Kyle Lowry has been unbelievable, and I do want to give him his flowers overall in these playoffs. And you mix in the fact that the Heat continue to get this overall balanced attack from their role players, and Jimmy Butler continues to play like this. I mean, I don't see the Heat losing the series if these things continue to happen. And of course, which team has the better coach in this matchup as well. It's the Miami Heat by a mile in Erik Spoelstra. Joe Mazzulla seemed to have lost his team again when he threw his clipboard during a timeout. He seemed very frustrated, and we've seen this from the Celtics. For as good as this team is, and for as complete as the Celtics are, they have these hiccups during series. We saw it in the series against the 76ers. We saw it against the Hawks. The Celtics can be very good, but they can also look pretty mediocre. And it seems like in that game one, the Celtics were rattled, and it was all over Joe Mazzulla's face. And here's the difference now, though. You can get away with having bad games when you take on teams like the Atlanta Hawks, like the Philadelphia 76ers, who choked in a big way in Game 6. But you can't make many mistakes against this renowned Miami Heat team, especially with how well the Heat have been playing, and expect to escape with the series win. The Celtics have to be laser focused, and they have to be locked in, because if they have too many more of these hiccups, that might be all she wrote for them. Because we know this Miami Heat team, they play harder than anybody. There's no quit in them. They never give up. And the Heat right now might be licking their chops considering the circumstances. So this Miami Heat team, man, they continue to get it done. They continue to silence the critics. They continue to turn heads. The Miami Heat, as the 8th seed, take game 1 against the 2nd seed of this best-of-7 series. And I am super interested to see how the Heat come out in game 2. They got to keep their foot on the gas. They got to get selfish. They got to want to get 2 in Boston. Forget about playing for the split. If you're Miami, you got to get greedy. And if you play with the same type of effort you played in game 1 and game 2, you're going to have a great shot of winning that game as well. But that's enough for me, guys. How do you see this series going? Let me know your full thoughts in the comment section down below. Where do you see the series going from here, and who do you have winning the series, and in how many games? Again, guys, please drop a like on the video. It does help a ton. And please subscribe to the channel for more Miami Heat and NBA playoff coverage on this channel. As always, thank you so much for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. This is Lucas signing off. I will catch you all again in the next video.